Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 305. I really can't believe that in 1 year I had 305 episodes. I mean, that's like almost every single day. That's unbelievable. Anyway, it is Wednesday morning, and it's been so cold here lately, except for today. It has to be like, right now it's like 38 degrees. Which you'd think that's really great. It's 38 degrees. It's not 18 degrees outside. Well, it's good and not so good at the same time because the temperature is going to be falling throughout the day, and the rain is going to be turning into freezing rain eventually, and then maybe snow, but I think it's going to hang around the freezing rain level, 30 to 33, 34 degrees, somewhere in there. So it's freezing rain when the air temperature above ground is a little bit warmer, and then as it's falling, it changes and it rapidly freezes. It doesn't become snow, it becomes like little pieces of ice falling on your windshield. So hopefully it doesn't delay the flight at all or anything, but today we're going to Oklahoma, and we have one stop before we get there, which is only going to be a little over an hour, so I'm not even sure if I'm going to switch planes or not. If I am, I'm going to have to run. Yesterday was okay. I mean, what are you going to do? Sometimes you just don't have the ability to make money, and yesterday was one of those days where I was stuck in town and couldn't really go too far away. Today is not going to be too much different due to the weather. I was going to drive about 3.5 to 4 hours each direction. I was going to leave at 6, get there around 10, be there for about 2 hours, come back, get back at 4, then go straight to the airport. And with the freezing rain possibly coming in, traffic problems, things like that, I thought, this probably doesn't make a lot of sense. It probably makes more sense to make less money and not miss my flight, stay in town or near town. But I still need to go to work. So remember, I need to check in 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, and one other day. And obviously I'm going to be gone the rest of the week, and I'm not taking any days off. So I can't say that's the day I would have come in the office. So we are going to go to the office and check in before anybody gets there. We'll get there about an hour or more before any of my teammates would get there. We're going to scan our card, get in the building, blah, 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 do what we normally do on Friday, go out the other door where there's no facial recognition, and, we'll be logged as being in the office all day. Now, the people on my team, some of them work Wednesday, some Thursday, and rarely people on Friday. That's why usually I do the scan on Friday in case there's a question. Oh, yeah, he was probably there. We don't work Friday. But today, there will probably be some people on my team at the office. But they don't know which day that you're in the office and which day you're not. And especially today, it's a good cover because all the meetings I had for the day have been canceled. So they won't even see me in the office or with a fake background. They won't see either. So they won't know one way or another. So we'll survive that aspect. The downside, what are we going to do? I'm going to be able to get maybe 2 or 3 sessions at the same casino. It's going to be hard to make money. And I really don't like being in one place too long and being seen there too long, but we don't really have an option. So that's probably what we're going to do. Yesterday we went back to the casino with the wife in the evening because we needed to make money, and we'd only made a couple hundred. We picked up a few hundred more, which is good. But that actually puts us further and further away from our goal for the year, which I already said I wasn't going to worry too much about, but it's still on my mind. Hopefully some good things happen in Oklahoma. We have some kind of big pop. Last time didn't make a lot of money, but if there's a way that we can make something big, I'd love to do it. I don't mind making the bigger plays there. It seems like a lot of the Indian casinos there have better return to players, so maybe there's a possibility that we can have some kind of big event happen and we make a lot of money there. So anyway, that's really about it. We're heading to the office to check in right now in the rain, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. There must be like 40-mile-an-hour winds out there, at least gusts of wind, 40 miles an hour. I mean, I was walking, and I was practically walking sideways, trying to stay upright. It was crazy. Got there, it was raining hard, got in there, checked in, got to my desk, did the usual, move the chair around, parked close enough so that my computer logged into the network and there was a record of me being there, scanned my card at 2 different doors with the facial recognition so they knew I was working today, and then went out the back door where there's no facial recognition. And I mean, we'll still get our work done. That's not a problem, and we're going to work the whole work day, and the flight's not until after the work day is over, so there's no problems there. But this will give us the freedom, hopefully, of making some money. So the question now becomes, where do you go? I mean, I feel like I should just go to the one casino and not take the risk of being on the road if the weather's going to get really nasty. It's going to be a very boring day if I do that, but I think that might be the best way to go. So we'll take it one step at a time, and so we're going to head out to our first stop right now, and I'll come back and update you. Alright guys, here's a first update. It is completely dead in here. Nothing going on. They are replacing some stuff, so there's some stuff closed off, and they're putting in some new machine in the high limit that's so big they practically have a scaffolding to put it up. It's kind of crazy, but I'm actually walking through right now looking at some stuff that doesn't require that I touch it, so just I could talk to you without a bunch of noise in the background. But the music's turned down, there's nobody in here, the weather's going to be worse, so I don't know. Let me see this machine here. Okay, so far not so good. So far I'm down almost, it's like $100.03. So, and I'm almost done with my first lap, and it's looking pretty bad. So I don't know what the potential is going to be, but we'll see. I just wanted to kind of update you. This stupid machine over here, I think I have to put money in it to check it. That one's not good. Alright, well, we're going to still look around a little bit more, and I'll come back and let you know what happens. But as of right now, not a lot of potential and not a lot of people here, so very unfortunate. I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm back, and didn't go much better. I mean, got a lot of points, but at one point I was involved for 700 and was down to my last 50, and got back. Now I'm still down 126 at this point, so not great. Well, I see a machine here that has some funds in it. See, this is a $2 machine, and it only has 1 credit, and the minimum bet is 2 credits. So I walk up to it, there's $2 in there, so somebody just left it in there because they couldn't spin anymore. Am I afraid of that? No. If they say anything, then we'll deal with it. But in the past, I've talked to the manager about it and said, hey, what do you do in this case? He's like, well, if you're just some guy off the street and you just come in, take all the money and walk out, then we care. But if you actually play here, then we don't care. You can do that. So, at least for this place. So, like I said, right now, we're down 124, and I'll be back to update you. Alright, while I'm sitting here checking this machine, which is a silent machine, which is good. Yeah, man, I was playing $4, $6, $12, $15, $30 a spin. They were all like short run machines, so they're all like 10 spins or less, but I probably got a good 10 or 14 spins on the $30 one, and yeah, that's pretty brutal. You can wipe you out in 2 seconds. So just checking these machines here. This one goes from a minimum, what's this? Minimum of 50 cents to a maximum of $50 a spin. And a lot of these machines, for some reason, default to like a higher level. Other ones default to like the lowest level. I don't know why they do that, but I think that's a little wrong and abusive when people don't know what's going on, and they're just walking up, putting their money in and playing, and then all of a sudden their 10 units is $10 instead of 10 cents or something. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do here. It's pretty dead in here. And what do? Am I just going to hang around here with nobody here? I'm definitely going to go check some of the lesser machines that I normally wouldn't check because I've got time. But it's like this one here. I never check this. I would check this like if I was stuck in a snowstorm. That's about it. So, and there was nothing there. 3 machines, 5 levels, and there are 6 denominations. So there's 30 different levels to check on each. So I just checked 90 levels while I was talking to you and found nothing. So anyway, we're gonna keep searching here. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back and it's not going well. I actually played a good one and it took me from being down a few hundred to being up 106, so I had my voucher up to 806. Went and checked some machines I normally wouldn't play because I just don't like them. The variance is too big on them. Played it at a low level, like $1 and $2 levels, and ended up losing 400 at those levels. And then played another game at a $4 level that's a little bit better game, and ended up gaining some, but only a couple dollars. So as of right now, out of 700, my voucher is down to 412. So now we're really struggling. So we're down almost 300. Still looking around, hardly anybody here, looking for some games that we missed before, and hopefully come back with some good news. I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm back. Still running bad, but found a couple good plays. Got my voucher up to 507 at this point, so we're less than 200 away. You know, and I kind of knew I shouldn't have played the one machine that I'd kind of sworn off it because it just, the variance is so bad on it. The upside is not worth the downside. So anyway, live and learn. I guess no matter what, I was going to end up checking it if I'm going to be stuck here most of the day. So still walking around looking, and hopefully we'll find something. I did find one that just popped out of nowhere. Someone had played. I didn't see anyone in that area playing, but someone had played it and gotten it into a good spot, so I played that one. But right now we are at 507 out of 700 getting points. I don't think there's any kind of multiplier or anything today, but we're definitely getting some points in. I'll be back. Alright guys, about an hour later, I hung around like $400 for like forever, it seemed like. Walked around like 3 times all the way around, didn't get anything. Finally found one and played that one, lost a little bit, got down into the 300s, and then played one more. It was at like $3.50 or $2 actually a spin. Played that one through, and that one paid tremendously. Paid about $700 and ended my session ahead. Right now I'm at 1049, so I'm ahead 349. So I think I see one I want to look at. I'll be back. Alright, sorry about that. I'm actually at 1033 now after playing that one, but much better, feeling better. Just sat down next to a guy to play this one. It was a short play on there, and he was like from my area, so he might have known me. You know, obviously we don't want that because we don't want people to think that this is what we do, you know, but it's okay. So right now we're ahead 333. I'm going to go ahead and actually combine a couple vouchers and then cash them out. We'll start fresh. Have smaller numbers in the machine. It's always good that you're not showing that you have a fortune, you know, a lot of money. So the less money that you're showing, the better. So excuse me. And then we got a free meal. It's actually not even a full free meal. It said free. What did it say? It didn't say. Let me get the coupon out here. It said free dinning credit instead of dining. It had 2 N's in there, free dinning credit. And it was only on the screen that way. They actually printed out properly. Free dining credit for $10. But it said free dinning credit on the screen, which is hilarious. Big company like this and they can't get that right. So, Alright, if you heard the sound from that machine, it is not a play. I was just combining tickets. I'll be back. Alright guys, so I'm sitting in the car right now. Just did a couple meetings. There's some issues that other people couldn't solve, so I had to step in and help out a little bit. So I got to check my stuff here in a little bit and see how things are going. But yeah, ended up ahead 333. And then I had a bunch of 1s and 5s and 20s and stuff, and I combined a bunch of them into a voucher, and my voucher was $1,500 total with those. And I guess it was over the limit, so I had to go to the cashier. So I still have like $1,000 in 20s I need to get rid of. So I'll probably put those on 2 different vouchers and cash those out just to reduce how much money I have in my pocket, because having $200 in 1s and 5s does not help things a lot. So I'm going to go back in there. I got that free meal, whatever they called it, the wrong word, free dining credit, and I'll eat and then do another lap, and then I'll come back and update you. All right, guys, I am back. Just leaving this casino now. It's afternoon, and I've had enough. I think I've walked over 6,000 steps in there. And it's a small place, really, so I think I've gone around enough times. So I ended up having a few things happen while I was in there. I had a second session, so first session plus 333. Second session, walked in and saw a play. It was already a winner. It's a newer machine, and had a play that was already a winner. You just had to spin it 2 more times, and you got paid. And so it was like $1. I spun it 2 more times and I got like $7 or $8. So you got to be on the lookout for things like that. There was 0 risk involved. I mean, I can't imagine a way that I could possibly lose money on that. So then I had my food, triple cheese, no bun, all that stuff, with my free meal ticket that I had. And I think they took like $2 or $3 off my points, which I've got a lot of points, so I don't have to worry about that. And then wrapped up the slots plus 90. Talked to the waitress. All right, so I have no idea what I was saying, but I ended that session ahead 90. Oh, and then I was talking to the waitress, and she's actually been there since the first day that they opened. And she had just started waitressing. It was like 15 years ago or something like that. And talked about that. She's actually a school teacher, and this makes more money waitressing than being a school teacher. She just does part-time substitute teaching on top of this, and that's how she makes her money. She, I think I talked about it before. She recently bought a house. And then I was getting ready to leave, and I remembered I still had a lot of 20s in my pocket, so I went and put $795 worth of 20s and 5s in a machine, and then walked around, looked for some more plays before I left, and ended up making another $140. So 333, 423, 563. So we made $563 in there in what, 4 hours, something like that. So it's definitely possible, but you have to work hard and you put in a lot of steps. That's all I can say. So right now I am actually going to head to a thrift store because I need a new belt, and I'm like between sizes, so you can't find my size in the store because it's too big, but then you can't find it other places because it's too small. So I'm going to see if there's any at this thrift store, and then I'm going to head home, I think, get everything charged up and ready to go. I also had a problem with my flight. They sent me a message saying that we're sorry, we had to change your seat. Well, I have a total of 4 flights for this trip. One layover going out, one layover on the way back, and there was only one. All the planes were small, so there's 2 seats on each side of the aisle, so no matter what, I'm going to have a window or an aisle, except for one, and I paid, it was only $10. I paid the $10 to have an aisle seat. Well, they changed the airplane and that seat wasn't available anymore. So I ended up in the middle. So I contacted them and said, oh, nothing we can do about it, sorry, and all that. But I looked at the map and there was a middle seat available in the front, like right behind first class. So I got that middle seat, which would normally be another $90 more. They gave that one to me for free and refunded my $10. So at least I'm in the front of the plane in a middle seat with more leg room behind first class. And we'll see what happens. So right now I'm going to go in the thrift store here and I'll be back. Alright guys, just leaving the thrift store. Did not find any belts. There was a lot of ladies' belts in there, but not too many men's belts. But I actually did buy something. I bought, they had some Christmas lights there, the clear white Christmas lights, the smaller, medium size I guess. And 300 lights, total of 62.5 feet long for $2. And I got 3 packages, brand new. We'll take those home. My boy will put them outside because he's trying to outdo one of the neighbors. So he wants as many lights as he can. That's a total of 900 more lights we'll put outside. And right now we're going to head home and get ourselves in a relaxed mood, get our phones charged, get everything ready to go, and wrap up the work day. We'll head to the airport. So that's what's happening, and I'll come back and update you here in a little while. Oh Lord, alright, well, okay, things have changed. Went home, got everything taken care of, straightened out, ready to go, happy, everything is good. I get a text message, your flight is delayed 10 minutes. Okay, no big deal. Then I'm getting ready to leave home. I get another text message, your flight is delayed 2 hours. I was like, okay, honey, that's not good, especially since my connecting flight is an hour and 45 minutes after I land at that next city. So, yeah, that's not gonna work, okay. Yeah, that was not gonna happen. So, I called the airline, and they're like, oh, I can get you another flight in 30 minutes from now. I'm like, well, I'm about 40 minutes from the airport now, so 30 minutes from now will not work. Okay, well, I can take you from this other city that's close to you in an hour and 15 minutes. I'm like, lady, do you not have a map at all? That city is hours away from here. That's not going to work either. So we went back and forth a bunch of times, and then she said, well, I can take you in 3 hours and then go to Chicago and then go to Joplin, Missouri, and then go to some other place. I'm like, we can keep that as like a third or fourth option, but let's keep looking. And I don't know if they're not supposed to tell you or not supposed to offer unless you ask. But I said, don't you guys have a partnership with other airlines that maybe I can use another airline for part of it? Because if you're going to make me take 3 flights and then have to drive, you're going to have to reimburse me some money, and you're going to have to pay for my rental car because I can't do all that. And it's already late. I mean, the sun is already setting right now, and we're still hours away. So back and forth. It took about 45 minutes. She got me a new flight. The first flight will remain the same, 2-hour delay, which is fine. I'm at the airport now. I got 2.5 hours before my flight. The second flight will be almost the same time that the other one would have been, but I'd have like 45 minutes. And then arrival at my destination would only be like 20 or 30 minutes delayed. I'm like, let's go, baby. So we did that. And I think I mentioned earlier that my seat had been deleted. And so I ended up in the first row behind first class in a center seat, which I didn't really want. But so I asked this lady, hey, can you pick a good seat for me? Because, I just want to have enough leg room and I don't want to be uncomfortable. I paid for a good seat. So she got me the same row that I'm in, first row behind first class. and she got me an aisle seat, like 2 seats over. I was in E, she got me C, and it didn't even show as available on the map. So that must just be for like certain people, like higher tier or something with their airline, because I wasn't even allowed to buy that seat. So she got me a better seat in the same aisle, first row behind first class. All that should be good. Should be plenty of leg room. All that should be fine. And then the second flight is going to be one of those real small aircraft, and it's still going to be a few hours. So I mean, I hate that, but but since it's a small aircraft, every seat is a window or an aisle, so I don't care what they give me. So that's taken care of. I think I ended up with an aisle on that one as well. So that's all good. So right now we're pulling into the parking lot at the airport, and we're going to have plenty of time. Take our time getting ready, and I'll make sure all my chargers and things are in the bag. The only thing I don't have, I do have it. I was going to say is something to listen to music or something with, but I do have it here after all, because I put it in the car last time. Because I didn't have one with me, and now I do. So all that is good then. We're all set. I'm going to go to the airport, probably have dinner in the airport, and just take my time getting ready and grab my flights, and you'll hear from me when I land probably, unless some other weird, strange thing happens. Alright guys, I am back. So the best way to get to Tulsa, the fastest, the cheapest, all that stuff, was going to be to go through Chicago, although Chicago was a little bit out of the way. So I ended up going to Chicago. The flight was delayed like 3.5 hours overall. I called and got a different flight, and just got here with like 15 minutes to spare, and the other flight took off early, so missed that flight. So it doesn't look like we're going to be going to Tulsa tonight, but I have been itching to go look at something in one of the casinos in Milwaukee. So I'm thinking go talk to them, see what we can work out, maybe for a flight tomorrow, and we can do tomorrow morning. I can get a car, and Milwaukee's only an hour and a half from here, and we can go over there and look around, spend the night at those places, and then come back here in time for the flight in the morning. So I know it's crazy, but that's what I'm thinking about doing. So let me see what I can come up with, talk to these guys, and I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe where I am and where I'm going. It's going to be ridiculous. So I got to Chicago. The plane was delayed a total of like 3.5 hours or something like that. And get to Chicago like 20 minutes or so before my flight leaves for Tulsa. I'm running to the gate, and I'm trying to go from area concourse 1 to 3 walking, like L. So it's a long way to go. I'm looking at my app, and I see that the flight left 10 minutes early. Well, that's nice. What am I supposed to do now? That was the last flight to Tulsa. So I decide, okay, I'm just going to get to the gate. I'll talk to the people at the gate. I get to the gate, a couple minutes late, and there's nobody there. Gate's closed, everybody's gone. But right next to that gate, there is a customer service desk. So, okay, well, let's go talk to the customer service desk. I go stand in line. I'm 7th in line. There's 2 people taking care of 7 people. One of them leaves. The other one leaves. Nobody's there. One person comes back. They leave. Another person comes back. All different people. And then there's a manager who's upset at everybody. And everybody was told the same story. When you get to Chicago, they'll give you a voucher for your hotel if your flight is canceled or delayed, and you can get your flight in the morning. Well, nobody got one. So this is American Airlines, so don't trust what they say. Everybody was denied. Everybody was upset. Everybody was yelling. I mean, it was bad. I get up there. It took almost an hour for me to get my turn. I get up there and I said, this is what happened. Okay, I need the number, the confirmation number. No problem. Here it is. No, that's not the right one, lady. That's the only one. There's only one confirmation number. Luckily, there was a manager close by enough that said push whatever Alt T F2 and then type it in, and they figured it out, and they found my name. And she's like, "Okay, you're all set." I'm like, "What does that mean?" "Well, your flight's gonna be at 9:45 a.m. and we're not paying for a hotel or giving you a voucher for food. Next." I'm like, wait. I'm like, I just went over it with her. I just explained what I was told, and I didn't make a big deal out of it. I took off. Meanwhile, Coach was on his way to pick me up in Tulsa. He doesn't live in Tulsa. He had a long drive to Tulsa, but he was willing to pick me up. I'm very thankful for it. And now I got to tell Coach that I can't be there. I let him know the new time. I send him the information for the flight, a link to where you can see updates on the flight in case it's delayed or whatever, and we're all set for tomorrow. Now, we got many problems here. First of all, there's a reason why I traveled in the evening. I have a job in the daytime, right when I'm going to be flying. That's very bad. So the only thing I can do, because I don't know if it's going to get delayed. I can't even come up with an excuse because I don't know if it's going to get delayed or canceled or moved, or I don't know what's going to happen. So here's my plan. When I'm on the plane and we're getting ready to start taxiing, I'm going to text my manager that I got a little emergency at home. I'll be unavailable for 2 hours, but I'll make sure all my work is made up. And he'll say okay, and we'll be cool. That's the only thing I can think of. The flight is only like an hour and 40 minutes. And I'll text him that just as we're lifting off. And then as soon as we land, I'll say I'm back. And then everything will be okay. It'll look like I was only gone like an hour and a half. It'll be around lunchtime anyway. And hopefully that there won't be any issues. Okay, MW, you got that part solved. Now, what are you going to do tonight? Well, I'm in Chicago. I don't have a hotel room. Hotel would cost about $100, $120, something like that. You know what's cheaper than a hotel and is also warm? No, not that, you sick person. A rental car. We can get a rental car. Because right now, it's only around midnight. And my flight's not until 9:45. Now, there's casinos in Chicago, but I'm not interested in those. There's a casino, Potawatomi, in Milwaukee, which is like an hour and 45 minutes away, and I'm interested in something there. And I was planning on going there soon to check it out, but it was so far out of the way because you had to land at a certain airport. It was an hour and a half no matter which airport you came from. So this is my perfect opportunity. So we're going to drive about 100 miles to Potawatomi, and it's a big casino. It's a nice casino. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to do all my normal plays. Then I'm looking for something specific there, and we'll see if it's there. And if it's there, great. If it's not there, great. At least I know, and I didn't waste another weekend trying to figure it out. Once I'm done there, I'm going to head back towards Chicago, and I may stop at another casino. I'm not sure. It's going to depend on how tired I am, because I'm already tired, and I'm just getting started here. So we'll figure all that out, and then we'll take a little nippy-nappy in the car, maybe for a half hour or so, get ourselves all feeling better. We'll return the rental car. I only rented the car for like 9.5 hours. So we returned the rental car. I paid $61, including everything. $58, including everything, taxes, everything, for a full-size, decent car, like a Nissan Altima type of car. So it's nice. Got my phone hooked up to it, so the map is all hooked up. And then here is a little hack that I use, and I know I'm cheap, guys. I know. I went to the thrift store today. I understand. I'm cheap. Here's a hack that I use. I set my maps to go around tolls, because you can get unlimited tolls on this car for like $11.99, or you can pay for the tolls yourself by setting it up on the app, which I did a while ago, and I'm not really that interested in it. Or you can just set your maps to not go on toll roads. Now, I think it adds like 2 or 3 minutes to my trip, but big deal. I'm good with that, and I'll be back early in the morning before there's any traffic anyway. Save that money and don't have to worry about, did I pay the toll? Did I sign up for the app? Confirm. You get a code, put your credit card in, all this crazy stuff, license number, and then what if someone else uses the license number because it's a rental car? It's just not worth it. So I got that set up in here, and I should be at that casino by 1:20 a.m. So that's our target. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Potawatomi, and let's just do some segments right now. What did you eat today, MW? I don't know. Did I eat today? Okay, so I got up, I left home, I went to the, I had that triple cheese, no bun, and then when I got home, I had a low-carb wrap with some cheese and some pepperoni in it. That's all I had today. And I just had a beef stick, so that's it. So not really much to rate. What did you tip today, MW? Had some decent losses and some decent wins and ups and downs today, and I tipped a total of $0. $0. There you go. So I'm going to turn left on North Milwaukee Avenue. And what did you learn today, MW? I learned I don't like American. I learned I don't like United very much. And from what people tell me in line... All right, lady, I got you. What people tell me in line is this happens a lot. And one guy was coming from Palm Springs, and he says that his bags are not going to get to him for 4 days for some reason. I don't know what the reason would be or how they would know that it's going to be 4 days already, but he said his flight was delayed. He said his flight was delayed 7.5 hours today, and he was promised a hotel and no hotel, and so he was pretty upset. But anyway, I'm going to let you go. We'll start a new episode. It's midnight right now, and we'll do a new one. We were supposed to be in Oklahoma via Chicago, but we're going to end up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin instead. And then 12 hours from now, we'll be in Oklahoma. So we're going to go from Illinois to Wisconsin, back to Illinois, and then fly to Tulsa in the next 10 hours. So anyway, for now I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.